King Antiochus of the Maccabees book is on his deathbed today. And this has come about with disappointments and worries. And he reveals to his friends that he seized the vessels of Jerusalem of silver and gold and destroyed people for no reason. And he says these misfortunes have come upon him and that he is perishing of bitter disappointments in a strange land. So one after another there was disappointment. One after another there was a worry. Even when he was going to grab more of the silver and gold of the temple, people defended and he returned back. And at another place he realized that the Jews had grown strong and had overpowered their armies and got rid of all the abominations. So King Antiochus realized all this, or felt guilty, realized that he was wrong only on the deathbed. When would you like to realize? When would you like to know what's going wrong and what's going on right in your life? At one time we may feel that God doesn't react. If you do some harm or if you say something what is wrong, God doesn't react. Or if you don't do something good and don't say something good, God doesn't react. Does that mean God doesn't exist? We tend to see all these features of God in our earthly eyes, in a human way. Because people react when we do something, when we do some good, when we do some bad, and we don't want to do it, or we want to do it based on their reaction. But when we do something to God and see no reaction, we presume, or our subconscious mind presume and take for granted that God don't exist. See, in the gospel today, the scribes approach Jesus and ask him, is there really a heaven? And if there is, the 7 brothers who married a woman according to the law of Moses to bear children for her, whose wife will she be in heaven? And Jesus says to them that in heaven they don't die anymore, or they are like angels and are children of God and the children of the resurrection. We can't, or we may not really grasp what Jesus is saying, because this is the mysterious world which is presented to the scribes and which is presented to us. And as I have said, we tend to see God, see heaven, see everything spiritual with the experience of our earthly life. Do you wish to grow in understanding more of this God who is alive? Jesus says to them, our God is a God of living and not of the dead. We need to take this God, this living God, in the different spheres and areas of our life. Right now, what do you want to do? What opportunities you want to seek? Where do you want to hunt and seek and look out for that growth in this God? Do you want to stay right up until your deathbed like King Antiochus? Or do you want to do it right now? Look for opportunities. Look and seek how you can grow. Disappointments and worries engulf us. It doesn't mean God is not there with us. It doesn't mean if you are close to God, worries and disappointment won't come in your life. Everything is just the same, except there's enough of strength, there's enough of grace, there's the whole God with you to fight against all this. Say yes to God today and engage yourself in something that looks out for God in order to grow in Him.